Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to have a look at this question of probability. Now, the question is, a two-digit number is formed from the first four prime numbers. A says that draw the table to show the possible outcomes if each number can only be used once. Now, let us try to interpret this question. That a two-digit number is formed from the first four prime numbers. Now, what are the sum of the first four prime numbers? The first four prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. Those are the first four prime numbers. We have other prime numbers like 11, we have 13, we have 17, we have 19, we have 23, we have 29, and so on and so on. Now, the first four prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. And therefore, they say that a two-digit number is formed from the first four prime numbers. So, these are the first four prime numbers that we have. And therefore, we need to form a two-digit number from these first four prime numbers. Now, A says that we need to draw a table to show the possible outcomes if each number can only be used once. Now, since the first four prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7, then we need to draw a table to show the possible outcomes if each number can only be used once. And in this case, we shall draw the probability space or the possibility space or the sample space. That is the probability space, space. It is also called the possibility space. That is the possibility space, or we can also call it the sample space. We can also call it the sample space. So in this case, we need to draw a probability space, and that will be our table showing the possible outcomes. Now, this is how you draw the table. We have numbers 2, we have 3, we have 5, and 7. Those are the first four prime numbers. So we write them downwards. Then, and we also write the prime numbers horizontally. So we write them vertically and horizontally. Then we shade here. So we start from here and we write downwards. Then we also start at the top here. Then we write horizontally. Now, in this case, we need to write the possible outcomes in these spaces. This is the space that we write the possible outcome, and this, that is the whole of these spaces. And therefore, in this case, we shall have 2 and 2, that is 2 and 2. Then we have 2 and 3, that is 2 and 3. Then 2 and 5, that is 2 and 5. Then we have 2 and 7. Then we have 3 and 2. We have 3 and 3. We have 3 and 5. We have 3 and 7. We have 5 and 2. We have 5 and 3. We have 5 and 5. We have 5 and 7. Then in the last row we have 7 and 2, which is 72. Then 7 and 3, which is 73. Then 7 and 5, which is 75. Then 7 and 7, which is 77. Now, this is the probability space, or the sample space, or the possibility space. And these are the possible outcomes that we have. That is The possible outcomes are 22, 23, 25, and 27. That is the first row. Then another possible outcome is 32, 33, 35, 37. Another possible outcome is 52, 53, 55, 57. And the last possible outcome is 72, 73, 75, and 77. Those are the possible outcomes that we have when we form a two-digit number from the first four prime numbers. Now, let us go to question B. Now, part B of the question is telling us to calculate the probability that a number chosen from the digit number is an even number. So, we need to calculate the probability that a number chosen from the digit number is an even number. Now, so the probability of getting an even number is we count the number of even numbers in the probability space out of the total numbers or out of the total possible outcomes. So we count the number of even numbers all over the total number of outcomes. And therefore, if we look at this table, how many even numbers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest are odd numbers and prime numbers because 37 is a prime number. And the rest are, that is prime numbers. The rest are prime numbers and odd numbers. But these ones are even numbers. An even number is a number whose last digit is 2 or 4 or 0 or maybe 6 or maybe 8. So an even number is a number whose last digit is either 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now in this case, we shall have these 4 as our even numbers. The rest are maybe prime numbers or odd numbers. And in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 even numbers out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And therefore, it is 4 over 16. And in this case, we shall have the probability of getting an even number is 4 all over 16. And if we simplify it, it becomes a quarter. And that is the answer that we shall obtain.